Hi, I'm Thor Erickson, 1859 Magazine's homegrown chef. Today we are going to be making some pasta. It's basically a variation on pasta all'amatriciana, which is an Italian classic pasta. During this quarantine time, we're forced to use some substitutions, so bear with me and we're going to go at it. Today's pasta serves 4 people, so we are going to start with these ingredients. I have some pancetta. Pancetta is a Italian rolled bacon like this. You can use it, substitute it with guanciale, which is the cured pork jowl, or smoked bacon in a pinch. I'm also going to dice about half a cup of white onion, and I'm going to have about a tablespoon of, or about 2 cloves of chopped garlic. I have a teaspoon of chili paste. Now, the original alla matriciana has chili flakes. I've got chili paste, which is in the form of sambal alek, which is an Asian chili paste. It's a great substitution. I've got some fettuccine noodles, and then I've got about half a cup of grated pecorino romano cheese. And we can't forget about our wonderful staples that we need to have, which are salt. Okay, I use kosher salt. I use, made here in Oregon, Jacobson kosher sea salt, great product, and olive oil. So we're gonna get started by putting a little bit of olive oil into a preheated pan. A large saute pan works well. That was about 2.5 tablespoons. I'm gonna be turning on my water to get it boiling, okay? And I'm gonna add a lot of salt to that water to get it nice and flavorful, and it'll help cook that pasta really nicely. My pan is nice and hot. What I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna put in this pancetta first, and I'm going to render that. Now, rendering draws out some of the fat, it crisps up the pancetta, it brings out a lot of the really nice flavors in it, and makes it yummy. So we're gonna do that first, and after that's done, we're gonna continue. All right, our pancetta is starting to turn a little bit of brown. It's talking to me, which means it's starting to make some really great sounds. That means it's cooking right. I am gonna be adding my onion here, and I'm gonna cook my onion until it is translucent. And I'm gonna mix that in here with the pancetta. While that's going, my water's now boiling, and I'm going to add 12 ounces of fettuccine. So that's in there. Oops, I'm gonna drop things all over the place. I'm gonna stir my pasta. Once I put my pasta in the salted water, I want to give it a little zhuzh to make sure it doesn't stick together. And then I'm going to leave it alone. Before I drain that pasta, I'm going to want to reserve some of the pasta water, because that adds a little je ne sais quoi, a little magic. All right, our pasta's still cooking. Our onions are starting to get a little bit translucent. And now is when I'm going to be adding this chili paste. And adds a little bit of a nice spice to it. And I'm gonna add my garlic in there. And then I'm also gonna be adding some freshly ground black pepper. Lots of it. That's lots. Okay, give that a little stir around, and I'm gonna turn down my heat just a little bit in there and let all those flavors come together. And I'm going to add some tomato sauce. Well, this is actually crushed tomatoes. So you can use diced tomatoes, You can use crushed tomatoes. You can use whole stewed tomatoes from the can that you crush with your hands. Either one. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that. Move this around the pan, and I'm gonna cook this until it starts to turn a bit of a rust color. So that deep red is going to turn into a little, it's gonna lighten up a little bit as it cooks. All right, as I mentioned before, I'm gonna be utilizing some of this nice starchy pasta water. I'm gonna take about 2 ladles out of here just to be safe, and I'm gonna add them little by little to my pasta sauce. All right, now it's time to plate the pasta. So what I have is I'm gonna take this meat fork and do it kind of fancy chef style, and I'm going to take it and wind up the pasta on the fork. And I'm gonna take my big spoon and hold this like this, and over a bowl or a plate, you can pile that up to make a nice nest like that. And then take some of the same pecorino cheese that you put in the pasta and finish it by grating some on top. And there we go. Enjoy.